Welcome to Geography Samachi syllabus of Tamil Nadu. Class 9 Geography, Unit 3, Atmosphere, Part 1. Our Earth is a unique planet where life is found. Can you imagine life on Earth without air? No. The air is essential for the survival of all forms of life. The blanket of air that surrounds the Earth is called the atmosphere. It is held close to the Earth by gravitational attraction. So we can say that atmosphere is the envelope of gas which surrounds any celestial body. And in our Earth, atmosphere has many uses and it is of great importance to us. The presence of atmosphere plays a significant role in the water cycle. It facilitates the formation of clouds which remains suspended until they are heavy enough to pour down on the earth as rain, hail or snow. Atmosphere protects the life forms of the earth from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. The presence of ozone layer does this by reflecting the UV rays of the sun. Atmosphere keeps the temperature of the earth constant so that it is suitable to support life. It protects the earth from smaller meteors. Atmosphere contains nitrogen, oxygen and other gases which are necessary to support the life forms on the earth. And also atmosphere facilitates combustion, and without the atmosphere combustion is not at all possible. And now you hear what I talk only because of the presence of gases in the atmosphere. If there is no atmosphere, none of us can hear anything. Composition of air. The Our atmosphere consists 78% nitrogen, oxygen 21%, and only 1% of other gases. Though the major component of our atmosphere is nitrogen, and next to nitrogen, it is oxygen. And the rest of 1% is made up of argon, carbon dioxide, neon, helium, ozone, hydrogen, krypton, xenon, and methane, which are all present in trace. Even water vapor is also found in the atmosphere. The other solid particles present in the atmosphere includes dust particles, salt particles, pollen grains, smoke, soot, volcanic ashes, etc. Oxygen is most important for living organisms. Carbon dioxide absorbs heat and keeps the atmosphere warm by insulation and radiation. Nitrogen acts as a diluent and is chemically inactive. Nitrogen in the atmosphere is important in that the nitrogen can be removed from the atmosphere and turned into nitrates and nitrites needed by plants. The nitrogen in the atmosphere basically does nothing. The nitrogen gas in the atmosphere is in the form of N2. Nitrogen has three covalent bonds holding the molecule together, which makes nitrogen gas nearly non-reactive. Only the two sets of paired electrons are available for reacting, and paired electrons are not very reactive. The nitrates and nitrites are needed by plants to grow and produce the nitrogen molecules used by animals. While the nitrogen is in the atmosphere, it is not important. But when the nitrogen is removed from the atmosphere, it is vital for all the living organisms on the earth. Ozone helps in protecting the earth from harmful ultraviolet radiation. The solid particles in the atmosphere acts as nuclei on which water vapor condenses to form precipitation. Structure of atmosphere. The atmosphere is thick near the Earth's surface because near the Earth's surface there is a greater impact of the gravitational pull of the Earth and thins out until it eventually merges with space. The five atmospheric layers of atmosphere are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. And these are all the five important layers of our atmosphere. This is troposphere, the lowest layer of the earth. Next to troposphere, stratosphere, then mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. Troposphere. The lowest layer of the atmosphere is troposphere. The Greek word tropos means turn or change. The layer extends up to 8 kilometers at the poles and up to 18 kilometers at the equator. The temperature decreases with increasing height. Almost all weather phenomena take place in this layer. Hence, it is called weather-making layer. The upper limit of the troposphere is called as tropopause. It is a boundary line between troposphere and stratosphere. This troposphere is the lowest part of the atmosphere, the part we live in. It contains most of our weather, clouds, rain, snow. In this part of the atmosphere, the temperature gets colder as the distance above the Earth increases by about 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. The actual change of temperature with height varies from day to day, depending on the weather. The troposphere contains about 75% of all the air in the atmosphere and almost all of the water vapor, which forms clouds and rain. The lowest part of troposphere is called the boundary layer. This is where the air motion is determined by the properties of the Earth's surface. The top of the troposphere is called the tropopause. This is lowest at the poles, where it is about 7 to 10 kilometers above the Earth's surface. It is highest about 17 to 18 kilometers near the poles. Sorry, near the equator. Not near the poles, near the equator. Near the poles, the layer extends up to 7 to 8 kilometers, and near the equator, it extends up to 17 to 18 kilometers. The next layer is stratosphere. Stratosphere lies above the troposphere. It extends to a height of about 50 kilometers above the surface. Since this layer is a concentration of ozone molecules, it is also referred as ozonosphere. And this stratosphere extends upwards from the tropopause. It contains much of the ozone in the atmosphere. The increase in temperature, actually the temperature increases here with increase in height in this layer, unlike troposphere. And the increase in temperature with height occurs here because of ultraviolet radiation from the sun by this ozone. Temperatures in the stratosphere are highest over the summer pole and lowest over the winter pole. And this happens because of the absorption of ultraviolet radiation from the sun by this ozone. Large jet planes normally fly here. The upper limit of the stratosphere is called as stratopause. Mesosphere. Mesosphere extends between 50 kilometers and 80 kilometers. The temperature decreases here with increasing height like troposphere. Most of the meteors nearing the Earth get burned here. When they enter this place, because of the friction, they got burned up. The uppermost limit of mesosphere is mesopause. Next is thermosphere. Thermosphere exists above the mesosphere. It extends to about 600 kilometers. The composition of gases in the lower thermosphere is more or less uniform. Since they are uniform, the composition of gases are uniform. This lower part of the thermosphere is called as homosphere. The upper part of thermosphere has uneven composition of gases and hence it is referred as heterosphere. Here, the temperature increases with increasing height. Ionosphere is the layer of the thermosphere that contains ions and free electrons. Radio waves transmitted from Earth or reflected back to Earth from this layer. The region of the atmosphere above 80 kilometers is also called ionosphere. Since the energetic solar radiation knocks electrons off molecules and atoms, turning them into ions with a positive charge. The temperature of the thermosphere varies between night and day between the seasons, as do the numbers of ions and electrons which are present. The ionosphere reflects and absorbs radio waves, allowing us to receive shortwave radio broadcasts. And the next is exosphere. And also our International Space Station, it is present in thermosphere. The final one is exosphere. The uppermost layer of the atmosphere is called exosphere. This layer is extremely rarefied with gases and gradually merges with the outer space. This zone is characterized by aurora australis and aurora borealis. Now, Dean, have you heard of what is aurora australis and what is aurora borealis? If you're ever near the North or South Pole, you may be in for a very special treat. Frequently, there are beautiful light shows in the sky. These lights are called auroras. If you're near the North Pole, it is called as an aurora borealis or northern lights. If you're near the South Pole, it is called an aurora australis or southern lights. Do you know how it is formed? The sun senses more than heat and light. It sends lots of other energy and small particles our way. The protective magnetic field around the earth shields us from most of the energy and particles, and we don't even notice them. But the sun does not send the same amount of energy all the time. There is a constant streaming solar wind, and there are also solar storms. During one kind of solar storm called a coronal mass ejection, the sun burps out a huge bubble of electrified gas that can travel through space at high speeds. When a solar storm comes towards us, some of the energy and small particles can travel down the magnetic field lines at the north and south poles into the Earth's atmosphere. There, the particles interact with gases in our atmosphere, resulting in beautiful displays of light in the sky called as auroras. Oxygen gives off green and red light, whereas nitrogen glows blue and purple. Thanks for watching this video. Give your feedback in the comment section. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe this channel. Thanks for watching.